That's my bag in front, just in case you think that Bigfoot has gone to taking backpacks around with them. Not quite, not quite. So directly in front here, in this area, is where the gifting area is. Through there. And over here. Now I am getting at the moment what I would call corner of the eye movement. I have seen colours like a jade green colour and an orangey colour, orangey pink colour at various points. Colours are quite interesting. I think that they use them to show their presence. So today I believe we have a Fenian helping us today. Is that correct? Thank you. So I've come to the gifting area, and we do have something over here. We've got a bag over here that's empty. Then we've got bags down here left. Ooh, another one over there. Just like to get these going. Set fire to these first. And I just place them evenly spaced around the tree stump. So what we have is some hazelnuts, some apricots, some walnuts, some Brazil nuts, then we've got peanut butter and some chocolate bars. Here we've got beautiful mango, really soft and ripe at the moment. We have some apples, some more apples, they're gala apples, and then another mango down there. So that's the fruit on the tree. So just go through these bags with you really. Look at that. something very sharp right down that end, right down that side. That's just your nail coming down like that. And then this one, again, decisive nail right across that side and then into there. Have we got anything in here or not? Some holes there, just tiny little holes, so I'm not going to count that as Bigfoot, because it may be that a little animal has had a poke at that. So as we go through this day today, a few weeks ago one of our regular subs, Audrey, spoke of spiral energy, and she had some questions for spiral energy. So I asked Athenian if she would be willing to assist with this. So there are many things that have, in their natural form, there are many things that have spiral shapes in them. And I was thinking of, for example, like an octopus, a thing called a big eye octopus. If you look at the way it curls its tentacle around, then the human body, that's an interesting one. If you look at the way all of our rib cage is formed and the way our veins work in this circular way around protection, then we'll go to something like a shell, a chambered nautilus. Now look at that, apart from being beautiful colours, but isn't that fantastic? Then a clock spring. Spring, powerful. It can hold tension and release it. Springs, compression springs, whether they're in your biro, in your pen, or whether they are snapping shut a gate or holding up your dampers on your vehicle. One of the most interesting things are the shells, and do we come from sea life, marine life? Who knows? We're born in water, in fluid, but I'm thinking of things like a cone shell, for example. I used to collect these when they were dead, of course, not with anything in. Oh dear. Then there's Maori tattoos. And you think of the Koru tattoo, and I know that that possibly represents the sea, but there with the wave is the spiral, the circular form. Then we think of a narwhal. It's a form of a whale, and it has this twisted spike in front of it. And if you look very closely at the detail at the insides of that, see how the spiral goes round. So it's a very strong shape. The octopuses, the shells, the narwhal. It just shows you that marine life is quite impressive using this shape. The human body also, just think of the rib cage. It's not a spiral, but it is circular, and it does exactly the same thing. It's protective. Basic stuff like a slinky. And these conical sort of shapes. Various springs. It's quite interesting to see where we see these in everyday life. So on to my questions. First one being, does the spiral energy conflict with other energies, for example crystals, if they are used together? I understand that in order to get the best from your crystals, you would rely on spiral energy, but there is a conflict. And it depends on the quantity of water. I'm hearing a quantity of water within the crystal. So I'm guessing that's how it's formed. Maybe the quantity of water in a ratio to calcium deposit. And the higher the ratio of water within those crystals when they are created, the better they perform. And the human body absorbs spiral energy in a non-harmful way, but it does not emit spiral energy. It's interesting. So, can spiral energy be combined with colour? And the answer to that is yes. The two different mediums can be combined, and I think dimensionally they're different. Colour is visual and spiral is energetic, but colour can also be gaseous. Colours have limited dimensions, whereas spiral energy does not. So here's a question. Can the spiral energy regenerate the cells within the body? Now, with this, I am getting a no. It's like watering a plant. The plant needs water. Sometimes it helps when it's all wilted, but if it's completely dead, it's not going to be brought back to life. Rather like sunshine on our face. Too much of it, and it's harmful. We can't live without it. We need it. We need that vitamin boost. But it doesn't cure the problem. It helps, but it doesn't cure it. So the answer to that one was no. I have to say thank you to Audrey for these questions, because I wouldn't have thought of them. Do the people use spiral energy in their healing? Yes, but we also use the thought process. So this is how they're sending energy out. Those of you who work with Reiki will understand that. And they also use the orb path. Now, this cropped up in a conversation I had the other day, and I have thought for a long time, we keep hearing this word orb, O-R-B, the orb. And I was wondering why. Is it because of orbs we see? But what I'm actually understanding, or what I came to my mind was orb, was that an acronym? And I believe that it means orbitally rearranged body. I just found it odd, this reference to orb all the time and the orb path. And my thought was, I don't feel that it refers to the orbs that we know as orbs and we see. So, orbitally rearranged body. So that can be anything that you see. So my next question was, is the spiral energy used because of its strength? And I'm getting absolutely for that. Is it also used because of its protective properties? And I get yes, it is both. And what I'm seeing is like a cocoon. It cocoons and it protects. And during healing, if you think about it, you're very open to all of the energies that are being sent your way to extract and calm, reevaluate, and so we're in a very, very vulnerable position. So there's a surge of energy comes through, and it's in a very measured way, and that sort of creates protection. And what I'm also hearing is that spiral energy is a concentrate. If you think of your drink, it's a concentrate. So is the way that energy travels through our bodies, is this through spiral? Now I ask this because I'm thinking of like our veins. Are our veins just in a straight line, in a straight channel, imagine like a pipe and you ran water through it? Does that water stay horizontal and level all the way through, or does it flow and sway from side to side? So is this the way that energy travels through our bodies? And our bodies have certain points where energy enters and can leave, and where it works at its best. So they're saying yes, it twists as it goes. It does not, and it is balanced at all times, which is why Reiki and core therapy are so effective. But if we have a hiccup along the way and we're stressed out, or we've got a mental as well as physical energy, sometimes its path is disrupted, and this is where Reiki really comes in. And I think that this is more mental than we might imagine. So I'm understanding that spiral energy is really, really very, very important, in that we can't survive without it. We need it. Nothing can survive without it. It's in the universe, within the universe, it is present. So if you, let's take a ridiculous example, but if you were looking through a telescope at the heavens above, way out into the cosmos, sometimes the energy is too big to see, because it is vast, absolutely vast, but it is there. Now, one of the things that I wanted to comment on really was about the human element of it in our DNA. When you think of the double helix, think of that as a shape, and what does it do, really? What does it show, really? It twists, and over a long period of time, when you look at from one end of a section of DNA to another, and I know that it's minuscule, but it's a spiral. It twists, it's a spiral. It's an elongated form, but it is a spiral. So we're using it in all sorts of different ways we come across it. So that was what I wanted to show you today and talk to you about today. Now, I'm sure most of you are well up on spiral energy and energy in general, how we use it for healing, and if you have any thoughts or any comments on it, please put them in the thing below, in the comment box below. Then everybody can add what they think. I think it's fascinating stuff. Really fascinating stuff. Well, thank you for watching today. It's not a long video today, but I just thought I would discuss that with you. It's been a long time coming, and thank you, Audrey. It was a great suggestion, and I'm always open to suggestions for people, because Athenian, Dacia or Abac, they know so much. I'm sure they'd be glad to help us. Well, I know they would. Thank you for watching. Be kind to one another, and we'll see you next week. Bye.